And it's not that they're sitting in, out of the way. They do big programs and everything, but they do programs on their own terms. If they're doing a program, whoever wants to be there comes. Does that make sense? While if you have a formal thing, like how you say, the woman is giving a seminar. It's not official. So then who goes? Those who want to be there. So then the reciprocation with everybody is very nice. Right? You have an official temple class, then everybody's supposed to be there. Now whether they like you speaking or not, that's another thing. You know what I'm saying? So that's not going to be very inspiring to a woman. Because the energy may be very low. But if it's a program that it's her program and you're coming to it, then it's going to be high energy, and so it's going to match very nicely. Because the point is the feminine nature is glorious because of the amount of energy it produces, and so that can only be produced if the environment is proper. You know what I'm saying? The man's neutral, so whether it's nice or not nice, it goes up or a little bit or down a little bit. But for the woman, it's nice, it goes up incredibly. If it's bad, it goes down incredibly. So it's not going to work nicely. So that's the whole point, is understanding where each nature has its strength, and then everybody's placed in that position. It works really nice. Does that make sense? So that's why I said. So it's not that. That's the whole point. It's what I'm mentioning are women who are functioning on the platform of Diksha Guru, and they've been like that for 10, 20 years, maybe even more. Just I've been noticed since then. And people come to them, they take advice on that, but they won't be seen or respected as senior persons necessarily, except for those who accept them. So that's the weakness in the society, is that such senior women are not respected as being senior. You know what I'm saying? So individuals who know them, yes, but outside of that, no. So then what's the like? Just for an example, take Jamuna. Right? She'd go into the kitchen, teach cooking, sit down, and talk stories about Prabhupada. That environment, then who wouldn't accept her as Diksha Guru? Right? But to come out of that into the formalized environment of Diksha Guru, that's going to be against the nature. How does she express all these things? What medium do you use? You know what I'm saying? So that's the problem. So even though it may, you could say, no, but the woman can work in the men's environment. No, they don't. They just change the men's environment into a woman's environment. That's all. The workplace, it's a man's place. Right? The woman runs, it's her place. Right? The man runs it, it's his place of work. The woman runs it, it's her place. It's different. You know what I'm saying? The man's the boss, you simply have to do what you're supposed to do, and basically just respect that he's the boss, that's all. And there can be zero emotional input or anything like that. No need of sensitivity, just get the work done, don't be crass, right? But the woman, there's the need of being able to relate to her, interact with her properly. Today she's enthusiastic, you deal that way. She's not enthusiastic, you have to deal another way. So the man boss is always the same. So when women come into the quote-unquote men's world, it doesn't remain the men's world, they just make the women's world. And then the men have to adjust to work in the women's world, just like they do at home. And so for men, that's a problem, because they look at things mechanically in the work environment and just want to mechanically make it work. And by doing this, even you say, well, the men need some, but it hasn't improved the nature of the men at all. Other than making them more weak. Right? They're already weak, they become more weak, so they become more self-centered. So they're like, now, before maybe you get the guy up to a teenager, early 20s, a good one. Now you have 8-year-olds or 6-year-olds. Because they're just so weak. Does that make sense? So that's the whole point. Women are more powerful because them being more powerful, the environment has to be more ideal, suited, and controlled to accommodate greater power. If I have something that's not powerful, does it matter? I say I have this rock, okay? Does it matter where I put it down or anything? No. What if I have a 1 liter bottle of nitroglycerin? I have to be careful where I put it. I can't just put it down anywhere. What about putting it next to the window so it gets some nice, pleasant early morning sun? Right? Yeah, you might not have a window. Yeah. Fortunately, it was the bay window, so then it kind of went more out like that. So, you understand? Can I just, can I shake it? The rock, I can do anything. So that's the thing. The more power, the more you have to be careful. Right? Okay, let's say I have a cheapo plastic swatch. Do I have to worry about it much? No. What happens if I have something very expensive? Leave it around, drop it, scratch it. You understand? You understand? So that's the whole thing, is that it's taken that, we're down on women. No, it's actually the opposite. It's that because of the value, they have to be dealt with in a different way. But unscrupulous men who don't understand the culture, but they've been raised by women who don't understand the culture either, who are so-called taken care of, but not really taken care of by men who don't know what's going on. And so in this way, the line, is generated. Then no one knows what to do, and so they take advantage. It's just like this. Let us just give some example here. Maybe a stretch, but I'm trying to find something, because in the modern there's hardly any example. Let us say, like you have, the boy in the family, right? And he's at home. He's always at home. So then, naturally, the mother takes care of him. Whatever he wants, it's all about the kid, right? So as he grows up, if he maintains that mentality, it's not going to be appreciated by his mother, his sisters, grandparents. So why would it be appreciated by a wife? You know what I'm saying? Why would a woman want to marry basically a man who's got the emotional mentality of an 8-year-old? At the same time, is expecting benefits. You understand? At least the kid with the mother, that part's out of it. So it's just, wants something to eat, or, doesn't want to wash his clothes or pick up his room. She should do it, You know what I'm saying? So then it just gets worse. So that's the problem. It's not about the Vedic, it's not about this or that, it's about the men being untrained. Now let's say the man is trained. Like let's say he has to work hard, and they say, no, that may not work. Or let's say he goes to the army. Right? He comes back, he's respectful, he's learned to respect. So he comes back, he's respectful to his mother. So now that missing of the son was not ideal for the mother, but what she gets back is way better. You understand? So now that kind of person now can actually have the responsibility to deal in a responsible way with the woman, to see that the environment is nicely taken care of. Does that make sense? Yeah. So that's what we're talking about, is without training, then none of this works. But the solution to lack of training is not, out of the frying pan into the fire. That doesn't get any better. Does that example make sense? Is that okay? Does that work?
Yes.
Now we move back.
But can we say that actually, in a broader sense, it's not very healthy for a woman to be authority in any position?
She's not to be authority in any position.
Formal.
Informal. No, other than she's in formal occasions, she's the mother. You have that mix of intimacy and formality. So, yeah, that's the strongest position you can say as woman is mother. But otherwise, as daughter, as sister, as like this, all because there's a sense of relationship. That's when the sense of relationship is there. That's when the woman's the strongest. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's interesting when you have a woman who's always inspired, always doing everything, always is perfectly done. But you can say whatever you want. Okay, take what is it? Our Tomb Raider lady. Okay. So then, but does she not have money? Does she not have a fancy house with grounds that you can't even see where the end is? Does she not have a committed, dedicated butler that is going to take care at any time, place, and circumstance? Right? You understand? So that's the whole thing. So it's there. So the consistency, it's just like you have an action, film. Do we see the main people eating? Generally not. They're going to sit down from a little, sit there, and so the whole, like 20 minutes goes on the, no. Maybe they, who knows, they grab a bite, they're eating out of a can somewhere under a tree or something, okay. Then sleeping. No. Okay. Defending, yes, because that's what the whole movie's about, and if they, depending upon what they want their ratings, then there may be some mating. Right? But that's just for interest's sake. It has nothing to do with the good triumphing over evil or anything like that. Right? So, they don't get involved in these. So these kind of things. What about going to the toilet? Right? Definitely you don't have that one. Right? So then tying the shoelaces, or what about cleaning up after they did something? Or, you understand? No, it's just everything's just all happening because it's all that. So in the same way as that's all they do is take those moments when the woman is in good form, and that's what you see on the screen. But how much these action-packed women behind the scene are not doing well? You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing. So it gives the illusion that they're cool. They're always on top of things. No, they're only on top of things if the environment is right. Because as we said, it's just like this: is fire powerful? Okay, but is any situation going to make fire happen? No, you have to have just the right situation. What if what's flammable is wet? What if there's a heavy wind blowing? But once it gets to a certain level, it doesn't matter what's going on. So that's the whole thing: is you have to create the right environment, then the energy can be shown. Then the women are powerful. So that's the whole thing. And we may complain, but why would we complain? Unless we have the sense that I am independent from God. I am God. In other words, it's not glory. It's just like if a man who's generally situated, I am the controller. If he said, I am the controller, it's annoying, but okay. But if he's, I am the enjoyer, those kind of men are real annoying. Right? Does that make sense? So why would it be any different that the woman is the enjoyer? No one's going to complain. But now she's the controller? Now that everybody gets upset. You know what I'm saying? So somehow or another it's glorious that the women take on the masculine mentality. I'm the controller rather than the enjoyer. And then somehow or another it makes it better. It becomes spiritual. That's the whole thing. Is pranamoy by the untrained is considered spiritual. You go out into the forest, you just feel just nature and the power of nature, and you have a spiritual experience. No, you just figured out that there's energy out there. That's prana. Mm-hmm. So that pranamoy is taken as, wouldn't it be wonderful if everybody just cooperated together? And we take that as spiritual. That's pranamoy. Necessary, but pranamoy. So, yeah, works.